All right. Let's dive in, shall we? Why are we so obsessed with watching other people fail online?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Today, we're going to be talking all about that.
Okay. Yeah.
The internet's obsession with meltdowns and fails, and we've got a lot of ground to cover. Everything from those epic celebrity meltdowns
Oh, yeah.
to those viral fails that we all love to hate watch on TikTok and Twitter and everything in between. We're even going to talk about one celebrity who actually got banned from an entire country because of a meltdown.
I know.
So
That's a pretty big meltdown.
it's a big one,
Yeah.
I think.
I'm interested to hear about that one.
I think it might be a politician.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see where we end up.
Okay.
So yeah, we're going to be exploring the psychology behind all of this
Sure.
and asking the big question, what does our fascination with these online train wrecks actually say about us as a society?
Yeah.
So let's get started with what's probably the most iconic celebrity meltdown in recent memory,
Okay.
the Oscar slap.
Oh, the Oscars slap?
Will Smith,
Chris Rock?
a
Yeah.
joke that did not land and the internet went into a frenzy.
It did. It went crazy.
What did you think when you saw that happen? Were you team Chris, or were you just like grabbing your popcorn and enjoying the show?
I think a little of both. I definitely who doesn't like a little bit of drama and a little bit of chaos?
Right.
But yeah, I think that definitely brought up a lot of interesting conversations too.
Right.
Where's the line right?
Yeah.
When does a joke go too far?
Exactly.
And what's the appropriate way to respond
Yeah.
when you feel like you've been wronged in some way?
Yeah, and I think the media played a huge role in that too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it was just everywhere.
Everywhere.
You couldn't escape it.
It just kept going and going. It was like
Oh, I
every
forgot.
day.
Yeah, every day there was another take,
Another take, yeah.
another hot take.
And everybody had to weigh in.
Everyone had to weigh in. And it's interesting because it's like, that's kind of a pattern that we see with these high-profile meltdowns, right?
It's
Like, think about Ellen DeGeneres and the whole toxic workplace allegations.
yeah, that was a big one.
That completely changed how people saw her.
Definitely.
Or Armie Hammer with those leaked DMs.
Mhm.
I mean, that was
crazy.
like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like we see these people who are these seemingly perfect celebrities.
Right.
And
They're larger than life.
yeah, and then all of a sudden we see that they're
Human.
human.
They
Yeah.
make mistakes just like the rest of us.
And sometimes really big mistakes.
Big mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's almost like,
Yeah.
it's like our inner Karen comes out,
Yeah.
but for celebrity drama.
Totally.
You know what I mean? It's
I
like,
know exactly what you mean.
it's like we can't help but kind of
Yeah.
get a little bit of satisfaction out
Get a little bit of enjoyment out of other people's drama.
seeing these people who are seemingly perfect
Mm-hmm.
stumble a little bit.
Yeah, there's almost a sense of they were up here
Right.
and now they're down here.
They're down here with the rest of us.
Yeah.
And there's a word for that, isn't there?
There is. It's Schadenfreude.
Schadenfreude, yes.
Yeah.
It's a German word
Of course it is.
for that feeling of pleasure that you get from witnessing someone else's misfortune.
Schadenfreude. We all know it. We all feel it. But it's not just limited to celebrities, right?
Yeah.
Not at all.
I mean, this whole fascination with failure
Mm-hmm.
has spilled over into everyday life online.
Right.
Think about all the viral TikTok fails, like the Tide Pod challenge,
Oh my gosh.
the devious licks.
What?
The devious licks, where they were
Oh, yeah.
stealing stuff from school.
Yeah, remember that?
And then all those botched DIY attempts that end in complete disaster.
Oh, yeah. I've seen so many of those.
It's like a whole genre of its own.
It is. It really is. It's like,
And then there's Twitter. Don't even get me started on Twitter.
who knows?
CEOs getting into fights with trolls.
Yes.
Influencers getting canceled left and right. Remember Logan Paul?
Oh, yeah.
That whole controversy with the video in Japan?
Really?
We're like, what was he thinking?
I don't know.
It's like the internet has become our digital coliseum,
Mhm.
where we watch all these modern day gladiators battle it out for our amusement.
It's true. It's like we're all just sitting here with our thumbs up or thumbs down.
Exactly. And the craziest part is that 75% of Gen Z admits to posting cringeworthy content for attention.
Really?
75%.
That's a lot.
It makes you wonder, are we really all just that desperate for our 15 minutes of fame?
It's a good question. I mean, there's definitely a part of it that's about attention. and, maybe even validation in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's also a psychological component to all of this.
Okay, I'm listening.
So when we see someone fail, especially in like a really spectacular way, our brains actually release dopamine.
Dopamine, which is a neurochemical.
So it makes us feel good.
Yeah, it's associated with pleasure and reward.
So it's like our brain is giving us a little treat for watching someone else mess up.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And from an evolutionary perspective, it actually makes sense.
How so?
Well, back in the day.
Back in the caveman days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We learned how to avoid danger
Right.
by watching other people make mistakes.
So you're saying it's like a survival instinct.
In a way, yeah. It's just that the danger we're avoiding today
Right.
might be something like, accidentally setting our hair on fire while trying a viral TikTok trend.
Right. Less saber-toothed tigers, more like accidentally replying all to that embarrassing email chain.
Exactly.
But the dopamine hit is still real.
It is. And I think there's also something to be said for the fact that watching these online meltdowns can be kind of cathartic.
Cathartic.
Yeah, it's like a reminder that we're not alone in making mistakes.
Even if ours aren't broadcast to millions of people.
Right. And it can also make us feel a little bit better about ourselves.
You know what? I think you're right. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a little boost of self-esteem.
Exactly.
Like, oh, at least I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a fascinating look into the world of internet meltdowns and fails.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up,
Mm-hmm.
I want to leave you with a thought. Beyond the entertainment value,
Mm-hmm.
what does our obsession with these online train wrecks
Mm-hmm.
really say about us as a society?
Yeah.
Are we just seeking a quick dopamine fix, or is there something deeper at play here?
That's a really good question. I don't know if I have an answer for that.
Something to think about.
It is. Maybe it's a way of processing our own anxieties and insecurities in a way. Maybe gives us a sense of control in a world that feels increasingly chaotic.
Yeah, I mean, we all crave control, right?
We do.
So the next time you find yourself clicking on that video of a wedding cake collapsing
Yeah.
or a politician having a very public meltdown,
Yeah.
take a moment to ask yourself why. What is it about these moments of failure that fascinate us so much? It's definitely food for thought.
It is. Food for thought for sure.
All right, that's it for this deep dive into the internet's obsession with meltdowns and fails. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.
And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And don't forget to avoid those online train wrecks, or at least try to.
Or at least try to. Or maybe just embrace the chaos.
Maybe.
We'll see you next time.